Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we are going to do some best of from the weekend of pro wrestling. We had the collection by Game Changer Wrestling, we had WrestleCon, we had WrestleMania WWE, we had the best of everything. So the first one here is going to be the best of WrestleCon. So this is just the 6 shows. It's going to be 6 shows and 43 matches we're going to do the best of. The shows that were involved in WrestleCon was AAA Lucha Libre Invades WrestleCon, Mark Hitchcock's Memorial WrestleCon Supershow, NJPW Lone Star Shootout, and then Impact Multiverse of matches, USA versus the World, and then the Ziggy Dice Paradise Shadows of Paradise, or what is it called? What is that show called? Ziggy Dice Trouble in Paradise 2. So this first video is going to be those 6 shows, those 43 matches. We're going to do the 5 best intergender matches. There was only 5 women matches, so we're going to do 5 women matches, and we're going to do 15 of the men's matches, the top 15. So these are the best of those 43. So we're doing 25 of them. Now, when we come to the Game Changer, the collective, we're doing the top 10 intergender, top 10 women, top 10 men's, and then we will also do a best of the whole weekend. They include Ring of Honor, include WWE, everything. The best of everything that happened in Houston or in Dallas for this WrestleMania weekend. Alright, so for WrestleCon, the 5 best intergender matches. Number 5 comes from WrestleCon USA versus the World, the Warrior Wrestling Lucha Championship. It was in a fatal 4-way. Champion Sam Adonis, Golden Dragon, La Hydra versus Mr. Iguana. Sam Adonis retained his Warrior Wrestling Lucha Championship in that 4-way. I give it 3 1/4. The number 4 comes from AAA Invades WrestleCon. It was a 6-person intergender tag team match, a lumberjack match. We had Microman, Nino Hamburgas, Tyler Valkyrie versus La Hydra, Mini Afsa Nagra, and Ray Escarpino. The team of Microman, Nino Hamburgosa, and Tyler Valkyrie got the victory. I give it 3 1/4. Number 3 comes from Impact Wrestling Multiverse of matches, the Impact X Division Championship Ultimate X match, the first ever intergender Ultimate X match. We had champion Trey Miguel versus Blake Christian versus Chris Bay versus Jordan Oliver versus Rich Swann versus Vincent. Trey Miguel retained his title, 3 1/2 star. Number 2, intergender match from WrestleCon Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. It was the intergender singles match, Dirty Dishes match. Husband and wife, Tyler Valkyrie versus Johnny WrestleCon, John Hennigan, Johnny Bloodsport, John Morrison, whatever you want to call him. Johnny WrestleCon versus his wife, Tyler Valkyrie. Tyler Valkyrie got the victory, 3 1/2 star. Now, Johnny WrestleCon has to do dishes at the house and forever. The number 1 match, intergender, from the WrestleCon, AAA Invades WrestleCon, 6-person intergender. Aramis, Mr. Iguana, Octagon Jr. versus Absnat Negro Jr., Aris, and Fabi After. The team of Aramis, Mr. Iguana, and Octagon Jr. got the victory. I gave it 3 1/2. Now, the 5 best women matches during WrestleCon. WrestleCon Ziggy Dice Trouble in Paradise comes in number 5. It was Masha Slamovich versus the Bear. Her turned out to be Max the Impaler. The Bear was less scary than Max the Impaler. Masha ended up getting the victory. I gave it 1 3/4 star. Number 4 on the list comes from Impact Wrestling Multiverse matches. The AAA Reina de Reinas Championship on the line. Deonna Purrazzo versus Fabi After. Deonna Purrazzo getting the victory. I give it 2 3/4 star. Now, Deonna Purrazzo is also the current Ring of Honor Women's Champion, but during Supercard of Honor, Ring of Honor, crowned an interim champion in Mercedes Martinez. This was a champ open challenge. I was hoping Mercedes Martinez would have accepted, but she didn't. Number 3 on the list for the women came from Impact Multiverse matches. The Impact Knockout Tag titles on the line in a Fatal 4-Way. The Influence, Madison Rayne and Teelan Dashwood, defending their titles versus Decay's Havoc and Rosemary, Gazelle Shaw and Lady Frost, and then Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz. In that Fatal 4-Way, the Influence, Madison Rayne, Teelan Dashwood were able to retain their titles in a 2 3/4 star match. Number 2 for the ladies came from WrestleCon USA vs. the World, a women's singles match. Rachel Ellering versus Jessica Troy. Rachel Ellering getting the victory. I give it 3 1/4. The number 1 woman match from WrestleCon was WrestleCon Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. Mia Yim versus Athena. Mia Yim getting the victory. I gave it 3 1/2. Now on to the men's. Like I said, we're doing the top 15. Number 15 came from WrestleCon USA vs. the World. It was a tag team match. We had Bandito going up against Extreme Tiger. Bandito teaming with Extreme Tiger, going up against the Workhorsemen, Anthony Henry and JD Drake. Bandito and Extreme Tiger got the victory in a 3 1/2 star match. Number 14 comes from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Lone Star Shootout. Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Dickinson. Tomohiro Ishii getting the victory. I gave it 3 1/2. Next up, also coming from New Japan Lone Star Shootout, we had Minoru Suzuki, the Dirty Grandpa, versus Killer Kross. Minoru Suzuki getting the victory in a 3 1/2 star. Number 12, coming from Impact Wrestling, the Multiverse of matches, Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Edwards. Ishii getting the victory. That's 2 victories so far for him on April 1st in a 3 1/2 star match. Number 11 on the list comes from WrestleCon Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. We have Minoru Suzuki versus Biff Busick. Minoru Suzuki getting the victory. I gave it 3 1/2. On number 10 from WrestleCon Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show, Tomohiro Ishii. I can't talk today. And versus Timothy Thatcher. Tomohiro Ishii getting the victory. I gave it 3 1/2. Number 9 comes from AAA Invades WrestleCon. Psycho Clown versus Black Taurus. Psycho Clown getting the victory. I gave it 3 1/2. Number 8 comes from AAA Invades WrestleCon. The NWA World Tag Team titles on the line. Champions Batista 666 and Mega Wolf versus Aerostar and Draga. The team of Batista 666 and Mega Wolf retain their tag titles, 3 1/2 star. Next up from WrestleCon USA vs. the World, we had Speedball Mike Bailey versus the American Wolf Davey Richards. Speedball getting the victory there in 3 3/4 star match. Number 6 on the list comes from New Japan Pro Wrestling Lone Star Shootout. We had Jay White versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Jay White getting the victory in a 3 3/4 star match. Number 5 comes from WrestleCon USA vs. the World. We had the Rev Pro Undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship on the line. We had champion Michael Oku versus Rich Swann. Michael Oku retained his title. I gave it 4 star. Number 4 come from Impact Wrestling Multiverse of matches. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Shitty Machine Gun Alex Shelley. Mr. Bailey got the victory in a 4 star match. Number 3 from WrestleCon Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. 6-man tag Laredo Kid, Michael Oku and Ray Horace versus Ace Austin, Black Taurus, and Josh Alexander. The team of Laredo Kid, Michael Oku, and Ray Horace got the victory in a 4 star match. Now, when it comes to Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show, whomever has the best match of the night will split $5,000. That 4 star match was not the best match on that card. Number 2 on my list comes from AAA Invades WrestleCon. AAA World Cruiserweight Championship on the line in a triple threat match. Champion Laredo Kid versus Bandito versus Demonic Flamita. Laredo Kid retaining his AAA Cruiserweight Championship in a 4-star match. Now, the best match of the WrestleCon series, also the best match on the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. These two gentlemen split that $5,000 reward for the best match. Bandito and Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, when I watched this match, Bandito got the victory. I gave it 4.5. During WrestleMania Night 2, hanging with the Pulse family, we were discussing matches from the weekend. This is one of the matches we all discussed. I felt it was 4.5. Now, there was some spots in it that were just spots. Literally, it was Bandito and Mike Bailey going, okay, let's go out, let's have a spot fest, best match, let's do this. And that's what it was. So I rated it accordingly. Now, if you looked at this match with a different point of view, going, hey, you know, it looks like here they were just waiting for a spot, or here they did this just because they wanted to do this next spot, and you rated it less, hey, you know what, as long as you enjoyed it, that's all that matters. That's the thing about pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is 90% opinion, 10% fact. This match exactly. The fact is, Bandito won. The opinion is, I said it's 4.5. You might think it was 4, but it was a great match. It was a match that, hey, if you're a Lucha Libre fan, this is the kind of match you want to watch. So that is the best of the WrestleCon shows from WrestleMania weekend. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.